looking up something the other day. I have to give you the origin of this game. I was looking up a stat for a segment we were going to do next week. And I noticed something when I was looking that up. I was like, that can't be real. And I went. Turns out it was very real. Mm-hmm. So I found.
Is this the Tom Brady stat?
No, this had to do with the Browns defense.
Okay.
But it's for next season.
Before you do that, can I give this Tom Brady stat that I just heard?
Sure.
Tom Brady never played in an NFL regular season game in his entire career in which his team had been eliminated from the playoffs. Never. Not one game. Every single regular season game he played, his team was still in the playoff hunt. Still alive to make the playoffs. If you think about that.
That's crazy.
I guess it's not that surprising because he went to the playoffs basically every year, but it's still incredible. Played over 20 years.
Yeah, that is crazy.
And never played a meaningless game, essentially.
So basically, I was looking up a stat. I found something I couldn't believe was real. Looked into it. It very much was real. Mm-hmm. So then I went and found mostly Cleveland-related. Some are not Cleveland-related, but then I started searching. These stats can't be real, but are they? So these are crazy or real stats. I'm going to give you a stat. You got to tell me if it's a real stat or if I made this up.
Okay. Is it just football?
No, football, baseball, basketball.
Okay.
We got at least one for all three Cleveland teams. Well, at least multiple for all three Cleveland teams. Mm-hmm. And we're going to see if you guys can identify which stats are actually real and which ones are just bogus.
Historically, these are historic stats or just this year or in the last year?
Both.
Okay.
A mix of everything. It's a jambalaya. There's no one common theme.
All right, guys.
All right, and there's no whiteboards today. So I'm going to ask you guys think about it for a second, and I'll ask you real or fake, real or fake, real or fake. All right, first one, Steve, let's see it. In 2024, the Browns defense had 4 total interceptions, the fewest of any team in the NFL.
That's false.
Does it have to be all right or all wrong, Mike?
It's either all right or all wrong, yeah.
Or all true or all false?
Yeah.
You're saying false?
Well, we know because just from earlier, Denzel had 2 last year.
Yeah.
So did anybody else have picks last year?
I'm going true.
I'm gonna say false.
True.
The answer, Steve, is that is very real.
Yeah.
Real.
Can you name the other 2 players that had interceptions for the Browns last year?
Ronnie Hickman.
No.
This wasn't last year where the guy had the touchdown and he led the team in touchdowns, was it?
Rodney McLeod?
Yeah.
He didn't end up finishing high enough to categorize, but he did not have a pick either.
He did not. Okay.
Well, Emerson didn't have any.
Did not. Nope.
And neither did
Greg Newsome had one.
Newsome did have one.
Newsome had 1. So 2 for Denzel.
Yep. I'll give you the game of the last.
It had to be like a defensive lineman or something, maybe.
It was against the Commanders.
Was it Myles Garrett?
Nope.
Was it Jock?
It was. Very good, Earl.
Thank
it
you.
was J.O.K. The game he got hurt.
Okay. I didn't remember that. Good job.
All right, you ready for the next one? Bull, you
Yeah.
better know this one.
Okay.
Cal Raleigh, the catcher for the Seattle Mariners, has
Yeah.
more home runs by himself this season than the top 2 home run hitters on the Guardians combined.
That's a fact.
That's true.
Real.
Sadly, it's real. It is 38-37. Cal Raleigh is 38. Jose and Manzardo combined have
Do you
37.
think this guy was gonna be this good?
Not this good, no.
Yeah. Okay.
I knew he was good, but he's been good, but not this level. By the way, another good stat for you for baseball. The Rockies are more games out of 4th place. Remember, there's 5 teams in each division. So the Rockies are more games out of 4th place in the NL West than any other team in baseball is out of 1st. So even the White Sox are closer to 1st place than the Rockies are to 4th place, at least as of yesterday. It's possible that changed because I know the Rockies won last night.
Also, we made these yesterday, so if numbers are one off.
Yeah, they could be one off, yeah. Go
All
ahead.
right, next up.
That's true. Jose hit a home run yesterday.
And so did Cal Raleigh. So it actually.
Oh, that's true. He did.
Jerome Ford was the only Brown last season to record a run of 20-plus yards.
It's such a sad thing that it's got to be true.
The only Brown, not running back. The only Brown.
It's not running back. It's just only Brown.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go real.
I'm going to say fake.
Dustin?
I think it's real.
It is fake.
I told you.
Two other players.
Didn't Jerry Jeudy have one?
Nope.
Oh.
Deshaun?
Nope. But a quarterback did.
Jameis?
Nope.
Oh, DTR.
DTR had a scrambler 20-plus, and Deonta Foreman. That one run that equated to like 43% of his season yards.
All right.
All right, this is a non-Cleveland related one.
Okay.
But I found this, and this was just an incredible stat. Or maybe I made it up. You got to decide. But Larry Fitzgerald has more career tackles than he has career drop passes.
Real.
That can't be real.
Real.
Can it?
I don't know, Bull, can it?
Well, yeah. How do they count it? I feel like drops. Guys don't have as many drops as you think.
Last time he dropped a pass, he was 8 years old.
I bet he's got a dozen tackles.
Has he dropped? I mean, he didn't drop a dozen passes? That's like one a year.
I doubt he dropped a dozen for his career, boy.
I'm going to say that's false. As great as Larry Fitzgerald is. You're going true.
I'm going
Dustin,
true.
you're going true?
Yeah.
All right, I'm saying false.
Bull, you are wrong. Earl and Dustin are right, even though their numbers are slightly off. He dropped 29 passes in his career.
Yeah.
He had 41 tackles.
Wow, okay.
Well,
I guess we should have known he had a lot of tackles because he played for a long
Played for
time.
Arizona,
and he
too.
played with a lot of bad quarterbacks.
Yeah, 41
and saved the day quite a bit.
All right, next one.
That is, I mean, we shouldn't gloss over that. That is
That's
insane.
crazy.
Yeah,
That is
stat.
crazy. He played how many years in the league?
I'll tell you one sec, hold on. But a lot.
He played probably a dozen years, maybe more.
He was drafted the year before Braylon, right? Or
he was
maybe 2
he was
years?
2004.
Yeah.
Played 17 seasons.
So he averaged less than 1.5 drops per season. That's crazy.
That's wild.
He also had 1,432 receptions. So,
How
Where
many
does that
yards?
rank all time?
Sorry, Mike. I'm just
it
curious.
is second
now.
all time. Second all time.
Behind Jerry Rice.
How many yards?
Yards, 17,492 and 121 touchdowns.
You said he had 1,400 receptions?
Yes.
Good thing about that.
And 29 drop passes.
So, 1,400 times the ball came
Yeah.
here. 1,400 times!
1,400.
And he dropped
Less than 30.
about 20.
I mean,
Out of 1,400.
That guy's got the greatest
And by the way,
hands.
you get defenders
Yeah.
around you.
And Jerry Rice is, he's second behind Jerry.
And by the way, in shitty quarterbacks,
pretty much.
which means the ball placement's probably not the best.
Right. Yeah. He's amazing. It's just crazy.
Jerry Rice had 1,549 receptions.
Didn't Jerry Rice have over 20,000 receiving yards? Or no?
It's like 22, I thought.
Almost 23.
So Jerry Rice, Larry Fitzgerald second all-time receiving yards or no?
Not in yards, in receptions.
Where is he in yards?
I can do that right now. Receiving yards. Go.
Top 5 all time is probably crazy. Jerry.
Oh, he is
Randy,
second in receiving
Jerry.
yards too. You're right.
Dude, how about Larry Fitzgerald's great he is? We just talked about 17 years. 17,000 yards. Number 2 all time. And he's 5,000 roughly behind Jerry Rice. 5,000.
Well-
That's almost a third of his yards that he's behind Jerry Rice.
He'd have to play 4 more seasons at his average.
Bro, he played with Joe Montana.
I hear you, but still, no.
You think that's the one record
There's a
that
lot
won?
of great players that have played with great quarterbacks that don't have 22,000.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison played with Peyton.
I understand.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm making the point that, like, if you... Okay, Fitzgerald has had some good quarterbacks. Like, he played with Kurt Warner. I mean, you know.
It's not a knock at Fitzgerald.
No,
I'm just saying how ridiculous Jerry Rice's numbers are.
I understand.
And remember, they didn't throw crazy like they do now.
Which leads to what I was going to
Yeah.
ask. You think Jamar or Justin or maybe Jeremiah one day
Will
can
break
break?
Rice?
Yeah. Or is it untouchable?
I just think,
No way.
I don't know. Although guys get more, the top receivers get more yardage now, but you got to stay healthy. Like, part of it is just staying. Jerry Rice and
Staying
Larry
healthy.
Fitzgerald stayed healthy forever.
Yeah.
But is Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, going to stay healthy, play 17 years, 20 years?
Well, first off, the money is so insane
Yeah,
now
he
that
won't
guys
do it.
don't want to. Why do you
Yeah.
want to play 17 years?
Yeah,
Jerry
he
Rice was wearing that Seahawks uniform like he was a dad taking his kid on a recruiting visit.
Speaking of old players, before we get to the next one, did you guys see this? Who pitched for the Royals last night? Did you guys hear about this?
He like 45.
Yeah.
Rich Hill.
So yesterday against the
Still
Cubs
pitching?
at Wrigley
Rich
Field.
Hill's still pitching?
Rich Hill was pitching in the minors this year.
Okay.
The Royals called him up yesterday to start against the Cubs.
Okay.
He was pitching at Wrigley Field, where he made his major league debut for the Cubs 20 years ago.
To the date?
Not to the exact date,
Okay.
but like within a few weeks.
Yeah. It's pretty
I
cool.
was still in high school.
Think about it. The guy is 45 years old. And you know what? Against the Cubs lineup that's really good, he actually pitched decently.
Yeah, not bad.
I think he only gave up 2 runs, and it was really sloppy defense by Kansas City. The guy, I thought about that because he's Jerry Rice looking guy. Rich Hill, he's got teammates there that he could have kids that are older than some of his teammates.
Probably does.
That's crazy.
PCA is super young. Like, it wouldn't be crazy if PCA is his age, like the age of his kid. So.
Yeah, well, that's not his teammate. He's pitching for the Royals.
Almost as impressive
But
as
again, and
Right.
Bobby Wood Jr. just.
Yeah, right,
whatever.
sure.
was our boy Bartolo Colon hit that home run
Yeah.
when he was like 40 something.
Yeah, he was in his 40s.
In his 40s, which is incredible. Man, it's just amazing that these guys can do that.
Yeah. And he's pitched. If you look at his log of including the minors and like teams in other countries that he's played for, it's like 70 different teams. So some of them he played more than once, and he tied the major league record for most teams
Another
in the
one.
majors.
Deion Sanders playing corner at 37.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty insane.
Crazy.
I was
next
watching one last thing, Mike, real quick. I was watching this highlight video of a baseball game between the Yankees and Royals where Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders played against each other.
that's probably cool.
That was so cool because Bo was hitting Bo Jackson. For those who don't know,
Best athlete ever.
I'm completely convinced he could have been a Hall of Famer at either sport had he only played one and stayed healthy. He was that good in both.
Probably could have picked any sport to play, not just baseball or
Right.
football.
But he was so good at both those sports. Deion might have been a good Hall of Fame football player. Might have been a good baseball player if he only played baseball. Maybe he would have been a Hall of Famer if he only played baseball. But there were much bigger flaws in his baseball game than there were. Like Bo Jackson was ridiculous.
My dad used
Remember
to
when
tell me
he
that.
broke the bat over his head?
Incredible.
Yeah, my dad used to tell me that. He used to say Bo Jackson was the sickest athlete he had ever
I've
seen.
never seen
in his
anything
life.
like it. I've never seen a guy hit for the opposite field pass. He would have hit home runs. He's a right-handed hitter. He'd hit home runs to right field. There was one time where he broke his bat and hit a home run to right field.
All right, next
This is
stat,
crazy.
Bull.
Go ahead.
If you combined all of the Browns quarterbacks last season into one stat line, so took all their cumulative stats,
Gotcha.
they would have finished top 10 in the NFL in passing yards.
Jameis threw for a lot of yards the games he played. Top 10?
Shador and Dillon threw for a lot of yards in college.
No.
This is the taken.
Last year.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is
okay,
it's a
okay.
bad
Wouldn't
picture.
most
and
teams?
Love Ant, but it picked a bad picture. It's
No,
Deshaun.
a lot of teams only have their one quarterback that plays, but
Yeah. So it's Deshaun, Jameis, DTR.
For some reason, that doesn't sound that impressive.
And
to me.
Bailey Zappi.
yeah, no, it's not necessarily. No, I'm gonna say it's false though.
That's fake.
No, that'd be true.
Dustin nailed it. It's
Mm-hmm.
real. They would have been ninth, just behind Aaron Rodgers, and just ahead of Justin Herbert.
Well, those guys play 17 games.
Rodgers did. Herbert played 16.
Well, but you didn't include the 17 games.
No, not by team. I'm just saying if you made
Oh.
the Browns one player. Would they have
So
finished
well,
top
I
10?
mean, you could say that about a lot. Yeah,
what I'm
you're
saying.
right. You're right.
Would've been ninth.
That's disingenuous.
All right, these are all weird stats.
Yeah.
Next, in 125 Major League seasons, the Guardians/Indians have an all-time record of just 2 games below 500. It was 3 when we made this yesterday. They won last night, so just 2 games below 500.
Fake.
So they were. I mean, from the mid 50s till the mid 90s, they were horrible for almost every year for 40 years. But since the mid 90s, they've obviously
Did they
been
catch up? Is the
well
question.
over 500. And back in the day, there was, some stretches good, some stretches. I'm going to say that's fake. I think they're further under 500.
True.
It is fake, but Bull, they're actually above 500.
Wow.
They have a 51.2 franchise winning
Fascinating.
percentage. They are
I guess
9,902 and 9,490.
I guess the 50s and before, they probably won more games than I thought they did. Because from the mid 50s to the mid 90s, they were hideous. For 40 years, they almost always were under 500.
All right, next up,
Yeah.
let's talk a little Cavs. LeBron James has played 11,000 more minutes in a Cavs uniform than any other player ever. 11,000 minutes.
11,000 minutes. Let's see. Let's figure out how many games that is. Let's say he averages 40 minutes a game, 40 times 10 is
There's no way you're figuring this out.
40 times 10 is 400. 400 times 10 is 4,000.
Fake.
That's 100. 4,000 times 3. Oh, that's true.
I think it's true.
True.
It is true. LeBron's played 33,130 minutes with the Cavs. Second, can you guess second real quick?
Kevin Love.
No.
Mark Price.
Hold on. Second.
You should get this.
Oh, this is Drewness.
Bingo. Nailed
Z.
it. 21,820.
Where's Mark Price?
I don't know, and I don't have time to go look up all these. Next
Fair
up,
enough.
Travis Hafner, who's in 10th place in the Guardians' all-time home run list, is closer to Jose Ramirez, who is second on the all-time Guardians-Indians home run list, than Jose is to Jim Thome, who's number one.
That's true.
That's true.
We going across the board?
That is true.
3 wrong answers. It is fake. Jose has 275. Hafner had 200. So 75 gap there. He's 61 now behind Jim Thome after his home run.
Yeah, he had a
last
lot
night.
of home runs with Philly. That's true.
All right, next up. Of the Browns' top 10 highest single season reception totals. So single season, most receptions in a single season. I didn't know how to exactly word that. 5 of those seasons belong to tight ends. So half of their top 10 belong to tight ends.
True.
True.
That's true.
Can you name? It is true. Can you name the 5?
Ozzie Newsome twice.
Correct.
Kellen Winslow once.
What's his name? Gary Barnage once.
I'm gonna let you just keep guessing until I give
Njoku once.
you. Njoku was once.
So we're missing one, right? We got
Sure.
1 for Winslow, 1 for Njoku, and 2 for Ozzie.
Ozzy.
It's 2 for Winslow. If I let you keep guessing, you never would.
Oh, you're 2 for Winslow.
All right,
Okay.
thanks.
2 for Winslow, 2
Yeah.
for Newsome, and 1 for Njoku. Steve, skip the next one. Let's go to 11.
Controversy right there.
Lonzo Ball has 4 times as many triple doubles as the rest of the Cavaliers roster combined.
Yeah, he's got those. Lonzo Ball gets those welfare triple doubles, like 11 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists. I'm gonna say yes.
It sounds like a
True.
lot. I'll say false.
I'm gonna say
Fake.
real.
Fake.
Who has a triple double on the Cavs?
But 4 times?
Yeah, but he's that type of guy that gets a little bit of everything. Nobody gets triple doubles. The Cavs don't have any player that gets triple doubles.
Donovan
Definitely
hasn't
true.
even had one in his career.
Yeah, nobody.
Really?
I don't think the Cavs probably have 1.
Cavs have 2.
Oh, 2?
Mobley?
Lonzo has 8. So it's true.
Yeah.
He does have 4 times as many. Can you guess who has the other triple double? Or the 2 triple doubles for the Cavs?
Is it Darius?
Darius is correct.
Mobley?
Incorrect.
Incorrect. Okay.
Mobley will have one this year.
So Donovan's never got a triple double.
Never has a triple double.
So what? Darius got a triple double, huh?
Yes.
I didn't remember that. So who's got the other one? Got to be some random dude.
Yeah, I bet it's somebody that a veteran.
Larry Nance Jr.
Max Strus.
Struce.
Oh,
If
wow.
Larry Nance Jr. has one, I didn't even look him up.
Yeah.
So maybe he.
Why
Maybe
wouldn't
he
you
does.
look him up?
'Cause I totally forgot he was on the team when I was there.
Wow. He probably doesn't. But
Steve, go to the last one. We're gonna save the other 3 for overtime.
okay.
Steve, go to the very last one. It's a Guardians one here, Bull. Or Indians, technically. Only one player in Cleveland baseball history has a strikeouts per 9 innings rate of 10 plus, better than 10.
Well, with a certain amount of innings, right? No minimum of innings?
No, according to Pro Baseball Reference, no. This is just this is starters. It has to be starters.
Starters, okay.
Starters, yeah. Like Class A doesn't count. No.
Wow, there's only one. I would have thought there was more.
Or maybe I'm lying.
Oh, that's right. I thought I was trying to guess. Only one. Oh, so you could be lying. You could be lying. It could be more than one.
I'm gonna say
right.
fake.
I'm gonna say fake also.
Okay, it's fake. There's 3.
Fake.
But I want you to name the 3, Bull. This is where it gets fun.
Can I
Okay.
try it, boy? Can I try it before you?
Yeah, go.
Because it's easy for you. I'm gonna say Bob
It's not
Feller.
easy.
Bob Feller, Cliff Lee, CC Sabathia.
I'm gonna
3
say.
incorrects.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought maybe Sabathia. I knew the other 2 were not right. I'm gonna say. and This
One
don't
you
say
should
anything. Don't say anything.
Okay.
This is just their time in Cleveland.
This is on the Pro Baseball Reference Cleveland all time.
So I'm gonna say. Corey Kluber. Is that correct or no?
Incorrect. I was gonna let you go for all of them then.
Shane Bieber.
That is correct. He's number 2.
Trevor Bauer.
Bauer is just shy.
Oh.
He's 5. Kluber's 4, by the way. Kluber was 9.8 for his career.
Oh, okay.
Is this another recent pitcher?
Mike Clevenger.
Yes. Now, can you name number 1? Clevenger's
So I got 2, 3, 4, and 5
You got 2,
on
3,
their
4, and
all-time
5.
strikeout per inning for starters.
Is this guy in the last 15 years?
Yeah, he's 36 years old. He last pitched for Cleveland in a meaningful capacity in 2017.
Oh, Carrasco. No. Sorry.
Carrasco's on the list. He's number
Salazar?
7. Bingo.
Oh, Danny
Earl, you
Salazar.
got it. Danny Salazar.
Yeah, I mean he
I'd have bummed that guy.
he didn't pitch enough to really qualify probably, but yeah, he had huge strikeout numbers. Danny Salazar, that's true. That guy just went off the cliff.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to save the last 3 for overtime. It'll be part of our overtime
Okay.
topic. We've got a couple super chats to wrap up today's show.